Guys, good morning. Welcome to another pop-up lesson from iMusicAcademy. This is inside the membership area. All right, guys, good morning. Hold up. Welcome to another pop-up lesson. Let me turn that down. All right, so here are the two licks. So the first one is a C7. You're going to take a C7. The reason we're doing this is because I'm going to show you how you take your index finger and you go up a whole step. That automatically gets you ready for this lick. 1 and then 2 and 3 and 1 and... So you can either go major third when it's on the C blues, right? The C jazz blues, and you're on a major C7 chord, or you can actually go to the flat third or the sharp 9, however you want to look at it. So sometimes I like to take one simple lick and play it through the entire blues to see if I can get it to work. In this case, we're in a C jazz blues, so we've gone all over all of those chords, and I'm not going to go over all of them now because I've been doing that, we've been doing that, our members group has been doing that, and so you get used to these shapes, and so if you need help with that, please let me know. But this is for the entire YouTube community, but I want to show you guys, whenever I'm talking about transposition, you guys know I've been doing this thing about demystifying transposition, and one way you can do that is learn little patterns to help you in any key. So here's the first lick we're doing today, is you're taking the blues scale notes, right? And you're adding we're adding an A note in there, but what we're going to do is play a C7 chord, 1, 3, 5, flat 7 of the C major scale, and then my index finger goes up a whole step, and that puts me on the tritone, which automatically sets me up for this lick. Hey Peter, good to see you. Peter is a member of our group and always one of the first people to join us. So you have 1 and then 2 and 3 and what I'm going to do is hammer on from my 2 to 3, 1 and then. That's my triplet. 1 and then I go to the 4 chord of the C blues, which is F, and I'm in second version, my favorite triad to use. 1 and then 2 and you can either slide minor third to major third on the triad, or stay on the minor third or sharp 9. So let me just demonstrate this really quickly. You can play it slow or fast. Or let me do it slow. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Playing the wrong chord. More faster. Let me stop it really quickly. So right there, I'm just going halfway up, or staying at the top. 1 and then 2 and 1 and then 2 and. So basically, you're taking one idea and making it your own. Now, before we go to the next chord that I'm going to show you, I want to demonstrate again this idea of transposition and even demystifying transposition. So somebody pick a key, somebody yell out a key, and I'll show you how this works. I'm going to go to the key of F right now to demonstrate this. So we take the 1, the 3, the 5, the flat 7 of the F major scale. What happens? My index finger goes up by a whole step. That immediately puts me on the tritone. So then I'm doing the lick 1 and then I go to the 4 chord of the F blues, which is B flat, right? And then I do minor third to major third. Okay, so Vicky yells out the key of D. So the first thing I'm going to do is play a D7, D, F sharp, and A and C. Take my index finger and go up a whole step. That instantly sets me up for the lick. And then I go to the 4 chord of D major, which is G, second inversion, and then I'm minor third to major third. Okay, somebody yell out one more key, and then we'll practice this again, and then I'll show you the other lick, and we'll be done for today's lesson. Nice little quick pop-up lesson. In the meantime, I'll go ahead and turn on the track, and we'll play it slow for a minute. Let's just get used to it. Really slow out of time. Make sure I'm playing it right. I'm up into the keys a little bit. Here we go. that I said I'm just going to play one lick, and that's what I'm doing. I'm focusing on one idea to make sure I can get it to work over a C blues. That's the great thing about a whatever key you're in. If I'm in the key of C, is that all of these notes from the C blues scale are going to work, and then it's just a matter of picking and choosing how you're going to use the scale. But know this, that it doesn't matter what chord I'm on, those notes are going to work. As I go to C, I go to F13, C, G minor, all these notes are going to work, the C blues notes. But you try to mix it up and make it sound your own by creating little riffs. All of that would work over the entire blues. And what I just did there is I said, okay, here's my chord, and then occasionally I'll mix it up by just playing the first 4 notes of the blues scale and making it my own. That's a great way of staying focused and adding a nice little variation to what I'm doing. All right, so Vicky said, how would you transpose this in the key of B? The first thing was we're going to get the dominant 7th chord, so B, D sharp, F sharp, and A. So you're going to take your index finger and you're going to go up by a whole step. So that's the first part. The next thing is you have to go to the 4 chord of B, which is E, and that's my favorite triad, the second inversion triad. And then I have to hammer on the minor third to major third. And a quick little side note, we have 9 people watching, which I'm very thankful for. Let's get to 10 likes before I end this very short live, just as a way of you guys checking in with me, or you can say hello in the chat. So you're either going to hammer on to a major third. I'll go to C where you slide off, right? There are keys in music out of the 12 notes that we slide from the minor third, or we hammer on to the major third. So you're either doing one or the other, and both are very important to learn. If you have trouble with that, please email me, bob@iMusicAcademy.com or bobtaylormusic@gmail.com, either one of those, and let me know you're having trouble, and I'll help point out the right way to do it. Often our biggest challenges is learning the correct fingering. And if you learn that, you're good to go. All right, we have 10 people watching. This is great. Okay, so Vicky, we just did it in the key of B. And if anyone else wants to yell out another key, that's fine too. But I went to B7, index finger goes up by a whole step, and now I'm playing the sharp 4, the tritone of B. And then I do my E in second inversion, and then I hammer on, because you have to hammer on in the key of B. And it's so good to practice that. So sometimes I'll play, if I'm doing solo piano, and I'm playing just blues example 1, you guys know our most famous lick at iMusicAcademy, but I'll go down to B, where I have to hammer on. And you just have to put the work in of learning how to hammer on that major third. Okay, so back to our lick. We said, all right, we're in C major. We go 1, 3, 5, flat 7, and then I use my index finger and my trick to get to the tritone, and there I am. I'll turn back on the track and just practice playing it very simple over. See if I can get it to work like that. Maybe that is all I need. Now I'll make a little rhythm shift. Okay, so let me stop it really quickly and let me show you guys the other lick that we're going to do. So that's the first lick that I say to change your life. And here's what it does. If you're used to playing the blues scale straight up and down, which I highly recommend, the first 5 notes of the blues scale as a great way to take your playing to the next level, then you take one simple idea. It's good to play bluesy type licks in your playing, but you want to make sure that you're taking it one step at a time. Don't try to do everything. There's so many different licks and everything, and I like to focus on specific licks. Okay, so another way you can play this, it's just a very short or very small change from what we just did. So we were here, and we went up by a whole step. The other way you can do it is using the tritone on top and your C on top and using your tritone. So 2, 3, 1, 1, and then 2, and now I'm F and C. And I could go major third, sliding from the flat third to the third, or minor third. So let's listen to how this might sound over this. And I'm not going to change the chord. Here we go.
I said, let's take one of these ideas and put it through all the keys. A great, very simple idea that we did the other day is taking your flat third to the major third. Practice sliding, fifth, sixth, and root. So that's a great way of even breaking up this lick. You have how about right? And this is one that you either are going to slide onto or you're going to hammer onto. If I'm in the key of B, I have to hammer onto that major third. All right, so let me wrap up by just demonstrating this one more time of how you're going to demystify transposition by simply learning ways to finger things. So if I'm playing in the key of C, I get my dominant seventh. I take the 1, the 3, the 5, and the flat 7 from the C major scale. And then I take my index finger and go up a whole step, and it perfectly sets me up for this lick. 1 and then 2 and 3 and 4 and I can either slide on from the minor third to the major third, or sometimes I want to have that little dissonant sound of that sharp 9 or flat third, however you want to look at it. But when I go to the F chord, I need to be on that flat 7 because that's part of the F7 chord, right? So you start to learn this kind of thing. Okay, so we either are going to mess around with that track or we're going to do the full octave, and you do F sharp and C. And one way you could actually get to this lick, and this is another great way to look at it. You take a C triad, 1, 3, 5, and octave on top, go up a whole step. Boom. Sets you up right for that lick as well. So no longer do you have to think about, oh my gosh, what key am I in? What am I doing? How do I get to that specific lick? It's very simple. You could yell out any key and we could easily go right to it. Somebody yell out one more key and then we'll call it a day for this lesson. And while they're putting in another key, remember that you take the first 5 notes of the blues scale and you can change it up so many ways. If you're more on the beginner side, I'm just going to show you this. So first 5 notes, you can do both hands if you want. What's up, Hugh? I knew you were going to sneak in, Hugh. Oh, key of E. All right, let me stop. Sorry. I wanted to say hey to you. I'm trying to get your name right. F-E-K-I-N-E-L. Fekinel? I don't know. I'm trying. You can help me pronounce it. All right, key of E, but I'll do this for you. So here's what we're going to do. E7 chord. 1, 3, 5, flat 7 of an E major scale. And what I'm going to do now is take my index finger. Awesome. All right, very cool. Well, I am super glad that you're here today. So 1, 3, 5, flat 7 of the E major scale. And then my index finger goes up, and that sets me up for the tritone. Now, what's the 4th note of the E major scale? It's A. So now I think of I'm getting to this A triad in second inversion, and now I have to hammer on minor third to major third. So let me do it again. And I can even practice the most familiar lick at iMusicAcademy by hammering that on. But the lick. All right, somebody yell out one more. Okay, Vicky yelled out E flat. Somebody give me one more key. So let's get the E flat 7 chord. 1, 3, 5, flat 7 of an E flat scale. My index finger goes up. That puts me on the tritone. Awesome.
Yeah, you guys get it. No problem at all. So one thing that we're going to do is, the reason I'm emphasizing different keys for you guys is I always say that it's so important to learn our major scales, right? In all keys, you learn your major scales. And the reason is you can do things like simply take a D7, 1, 3, 5, flat 7, quickly get to that. And if you can do that, then you can get to all of these tricks of going to easy ways to get to the lick. All right. Now, let me finish up by just doing this. I'm playing the track. This is one of the tracks we've been using. And reminding guys the first 5 notes of the blues scale. If you need to get your blues playing together or your jazz playing, this is going to be great. Dun, 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 dun. You don't have to be complicated. Dun, 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 dun. Dun, dun, dun. And then let it breathe. Let it breathe. You could experiment all day long and come up with something that works for you, so that it's not my song but your song. All right, guys, I hope that you've had a good lesson hanging out with me today. And for all of my members, you guys are so awesome. I'm looking forward to our lesson tomorrow morning at 8:30 a.m. And we welcome David. We have another David who is joining our group. And he is, that makes 3 Davids, or Dave. We have some Daves in our group. But that would take us to 3. Thank you to our YouTube community for checking us out and seeing what we do here. Thank you so much for liking this video, for commenting. Comments help the algorithm. And remember to set the bell notification so you're going to know whenever I go live. Also, I love to hear from you guys to help you with any kind of questions you have. And for my members, you guys know we're in the Christmas in October boot camp. And tomorrow is Santa Claus is coming to town, so get ready for that. And I hope you guys have a great day. Thank you for hanging out. I'll see you guys in the next